Penny, you're getting too stretched out there. You gotta let me sit down. Okay. All right. I swear, these dogs rule the house, and I just get to live here with them, kind of. So, anyway, but that's fine. Yeah, they're worth it. So, hello again, all you high thinkers and folks that I hope are thinking in general. And was going to talk a little more about the like the last video. When there's 1,000 faiths, it's easy to be skeptical of them all. And also going back to ancient times when all sorts of breakthroughs were happening in mathematics and science in the Middle East. But you have to keep in mind, I think, that there wasn't lots of, to my knowledge, scrolls and things like that easy to document all of these things that were happening. Plus, the majority of people were more worried about surviving than they were, learning to read and write, or I would think. I mean, speculating here a little bit, but obviously those were very difficult times, and it was very difficult for this kind of knowledge to be spread amongst the people. So, but nonetheless, progress was made. There were, wealthy people and intellectuals that were able to get the knowledge out there, even though it wasn't necessarily out to the masses. So, coming on up to the Catholic Church, when they came into power, they kind of dominated all discoveries and knowledge because they adhered strictly to the Bible, it seems like. In particular, the part about the earth being the center of the universe. Now, Copernicus, I believe he was in Poland, so the reach was not so strong for the Catholic Church. I won't get into all that. Don't really know all the details on that. But he had come up with this theory about the earth going around the sun. And of course, the Catholic Church didn't want to have anything to do with that. So Guido, I believe he was part of the church. I don't remember that for sure. But in 1600, he was advocating that idea and basically got burned at the stake for that. I guess because he wouldn't recant for it or whatever. But anyways, did not go well for him. And then later on, when Galileo was making all these tremendous discoveries and things, and the majority of that seemed to be fine for the Catholic Church, but he also was basically saying, Copernicus was right, and the earth does go around the sun. So they labeled him a heretic. Now, not going again into all that detail, but it seems that Galileo at least had relatives in the church or relatives that were high up in society and kept him from being burned at the stake. But nonetheless, they ended up labeling him a heretic. And even when he died, instead of getting a proper burial, they put him off in some, like a poor man's kind of cemetery or something, it sounds like. So they basically, made him an outcast, a heretic, even though they appreciated a bunch of his other discoveries, it sounds like. So let's see, I have some notes here on it, but I think it was around, I got it here at October 31st in 1992, Pope John Paul II acknowledged that the Inquisition had erred in condemning Galileo and for asserting that the earth revolves around the sun. Well, wasn't that nice of them to do that back then? But going back to the Gutenberg press and getting knowledge out there and to the masses, once the Bible was translated into it was translated into other languages, then, just like was feared, all these other concepts and religions started popping up. The Protestant religions, again, not going into all that, but obviously this was a big conflict with the Catholic Church. So, people were finally able to discuss and discover things, and even though they contradicted the Bible, and basically this ushered in the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, and even though there were lots of people that were headed in this direction, not with a religious bent, but on discoveries and advancing society and all of these different things, unfortunately, it was also very easy to propagate other ideas and be devious and manipulate people. And so we'll get more into that in future videos. I just wanted to kind of lay this one out there that leads up to what will be propaganda and mind control and the things that started happening uh, pretty much after the 17th century and things like that. I mean, things like that were going on before, but not to the extent. And really, people started looking into it and discovering more and more about how people think and how they react to certain things. So again, getting into that more in future videos, but just wanted to do this video and kind of get up to that point so we can jump into more fun stuff, because you know, when you're having high thoughts, you want to be having fun, right? So anyway, I hope you're having fun, and I appreciate you watching the video, and hope you'll tune in next time, and let me know what you think when you have a chance. So until then, keep thinking those high thoughts, and hope you have a groovy day. See ya.